Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am AstroZerg from YGG Gaming. Today I have a exciting video for you. So right off the bat you can see I'm called a hacker. So in the bottom left hand corner we have me, AstroZerg. And in the top right hand corner we have Delcrimen. So it's a ZVT and he's insistent on calling me a map hacker. So I ask how, and what makes him think that, and then he just goes, good luck, good luck. So, sorry. So we start off, and it's a pretty standard opening, not much going on, but Dusk Towers is a map that, so you have these rocks here that you can get high ground on the 4th base, and like you can sneak up stuff and take out some drones. The expansions are really close, so this is a really it's a macro map. It's good for getting lots of bases, then going straight out. Lots of games will go all the way, like bases covered everywhere. So we have an expansion coming for AstroZerg, and we have the 2 racks going down for Delcrimen, which is not the most common build. Usually you'll have a supply depot, barracks, supply depot. Maybe the second barracks is back here, past so that the other person can't see it. And we have 2 reactors, which means we're gonna have some early gas units or some heavy gas units or one or the other. And then we have our Overlord scouts coming in. We have a reactor going down for the first one, so we're gonna have some pretty early Marines going, and the orbital is almost finished. Now we have a factory coming in way back here, so you can tell it's something that is not for me to be scouted. Usually the stuff you don't want people to scout is just right here. If something there's right here, sorry, but if it's something you don't want them to see at all, it's usually over here, or maybe even back here, somewhere very in the back corner. So we can see the production's going up for them. Zerglings coming out, and right here you can see we got Stimpack going right away. No expansion yet, so he's up to something. So here's the Starport. So this is going to be either early Liberator play or early Medevac drops. Now the thing with that is Liberators, people like to just cut off your production as much as they can as like early game so that you don't have much to counter it. You can see here he's going to take out this Overlord because it got too close and he saw, but there's just a lot of Marines coming out now, and the Starport's almost finished, as well as the reactor for the factory, so it looks like there's going to be some kind of Widow Mine or Hellion play based on the fact that there's it really depends if there are Liberators coming out of this or Medevacs, and either can be built in this reactor, so he's going to do the little swap. So I'm thinking it really just kind of depends. So I do get a scout in, as you can see, and scout that this happened. So really, now we have Widow Mine play because of the fact he's getting Medevacs. If he were not getting Medevacs, it would probably be Hellions. So now I got the Rotorn going down because I know about this, and he's building a supply depot here, most likely to be expanding soon. Meanwhile, 2 bases going, and probably a 3rd somewhere around here. There it is. And you can just see lots of Marines ready for these Medevacs to be able to load up. So he's going to take them on down to probably the natural, considering the way he's going. If he wanted the main base, he'd go that way. And you can just see, I don't really know that it's coming, the scouting. I assumed that he was going to go Viking because of the way he got the 2. I wasn't really thinking properly. I should have kept my scouts out. But either way, you got the drop coming in just now, going for his 2nd, and have his 1 saturated base. Not really keeping up with any more Medevacs or units yet. I think he's just trying to go lots of Widow Mines. Here comes the drop in, using boost to get there as fast as possible. I don't really have much stuff. The only thing I have is right there, and he's all the way back here. Now I lose the Queen, which is actually a pretty big deal for Zerg. Like, losing the Queen is not something you want to do. That Widow Mine is going to take out a whole lot of Zerglings. Towers, the smarter thing would have been to go like at the. Okay, so you'll see here the drones are coming back and the roaches are being spawned right now. The smartest thing to have done would be just to go straight for the hatchery. He turns and goes for the roaches, which was a very bad idea. So we've got some widow mines placed here. Right now, I still have a good amount of units. I still have the hatchery. It would have been really smart to take out the hatchery, which only had that much health, which now can regenerate. So now he's just going to be going back and forth, doing as much damage. The one thing is Zerg, if you're defending, or even Protoss, if you're defending, or Terran, sorry, the one thing against drops is never do what I'm doing right here. So this is where you bring your entire army just back and forth. You don't want to do that because, and you can see here I left a few behind, because what they'll do, especially on Dusk Towers, this is so easy, this map is very easy to drop on, because you can just go back and forth, so you want to make sure you still have units on both sides to be able to defend, because if you bring all your units over here and then back here when they drop, you just leave them open to just go back and forth, taking out your base. You can see here, this hatchery is almost dead, and he just spent so much time on the roaches, he should have just gone straight for the hatchery. So now, the only thing that I'm going to critique on here is now, so with all that micro that he's doing, he's no longer keeping up with any production, no longer building any buildings, he doesn't have any units, he doesn't even have any more units there, he doesn't even have a orbital command. So now it's getting to the point where he's just focusing on drops. This is all he has. His 4 medevacs full of units, or 2 actually now, because he only has 1 there. So you can see here he's going for a 3rd, which is really not a good idea at this point, because yes, he's taken out my economy a bit, but he actually hasn't done. Now I'm just back to where I was. I'm at 2 base, he's at 1. So he doesn't even have any units there. Coming in here, he's going to drop 3 more widow mines. And again, he should just be going for the hatchery, now going straight for the units. There's the drones, so he needs to just make up his mind, because that took 4 medevacs full of units just to make up his mind about it. Still not making much units here, so it's really, now with all these roaches, it's getting to a really bad point. Losing his units here without because of lack of micro. These widow mines are going to be doing a little bit of damage, but yeah, right here you can see. So when you're gonna do drops, if you're a Terran player and you want to like do drops and you just like think it's really cool, don't focus too much on it. Just practice it a lot, practice your dropping, but make sure your macro is still functioning, because right here there is almost no macro. He has now he's pumping out a whole bunch of liberators, but there's no units here. He has no units. The liberators are a good counter against roaches, but if you don't have any units to be hitting the roaches from inside your liberation zones, you're not going to do much. So as you can see here, there's just units all over the place. 2 overseers. Now I'm just going to go out and drone up a little bit, and because I mean, yeah, he took out the 2nd base, but I still have 2 bases. He only has 1. This is a 1.5. He has nothing there. I have a whole new saturated base. I can see he has liberators here, but you can see here, for 8 minutes 40 seconds, he should have way more than this. This is not enough. See, he's just now trying to pump out 5 more Raxes. So, ideally, that's a good idea. But when it's all at the same time, because you weren't macroing up when you were dropping, you're not gonna win. So right here, now he's got 7 Raxes, I've got Ravagers and everything. The only thing he's doing is trying to hold off my army until he can get these Raxes pumping out. So that's not the most ideal strategy. So I'm leaving a few behind in case he drops. But I'm just trying to basically pick off. You kind of want to move slow about this. Don't rush into the ramp. But just pick off a few things. Lay down a few biles, and just start taking out the liberators as soon as you can. It's really just, you have to be patient. So you can see here, I'm really just macroing up. He is really stuck there, so he just decides to send everything out since he has these liberators. That's not a good idea, because he's still not pumping out anything from these Raxes, and this is what he was waiting for. So he's just now getting Marines out. He still has all this money. He has nothing going on for him. Right in here, this might look like a lot, but there's only 3 medevacs with anything in them. So here it's really, like, it looks like it might be a lot, but with 4 Ravagers and more units coming out, I can easily ping them right here, have them come straight in, and this is GG. Because, unfortunately, I decided to move my stuff away from this ramp, and that basically takes the pressure off of him. So, you can see here, he's really struggling to do any damage. He has done nothing. The only thing he's going to do is maybe get a cancel on this, if he targets it instead of this, which is really pointless. There you go. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I just brought all my stuff back. So I send it back out. He's expanding. He does get, okay, I cancel it. He does get a cancel on that. He has a Widow Mine in here, which will do a little bit of damage. But really, he has nothing at home except for a few Marines. Marines versus Roaches. This many Roaches versus that many Marines is going to destroy it, especially if you don't use your stim, because you have no medevacs to be able to heal your units. So really, he's just trying to set up liberation zones, and he's trying to stay in them to be safe, but he's not going to do that much. Like, this is a lost cause. His units, he's not, there you go, but his units are just all back at home. He can't do anything. He's still not producing. He has 3,000 minerals. This is just sad. I don't know what to call it. It's just sad. He has this many minerals versus my 1,000, so he has 2/3 more minerals than I do, and he took out all my economy, or half my economy. So this is really, if you're gonna do drops and you expect to win with them, then you have to make sure you keep your production up, because if he had done that, he actually probably could have won. And not probably, actually, he would have won, because this much minerals, if that had gone into units or buildings, this would have been a much better game for him, and he would not have had the GG. So there's the GG, ladies and gentlemen. This is Astrozer from YGG Gaming. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, so I can know what you want to see, and you can know when I've posted stuff. I will see you next time.